Prometheus Rising is the title of Season 2's Episode 3 of Snowfall, and I tell you what, I think the show's on the rise. Season 1 I thought was decent, definitely passable by Season 1 standards. I feel like Season 1 for a TV show, it can be hit or miss. You either deliver or you don't. To be honest, I do think the truly great TV shows have good Season 1s, but they tend to be maybe like the worser seasons of a show. So we'll see where that stands off with Snowfall. But yeah, in the last review, I buried PEDRO and also that much that I actually forgot to include the Mexican that killed two of Franklin and Jerome's workers. Now, Jerome did point out to Kevin that I don't want them working those corners, but one of them's actually like related to Kevin. It's his little cousin. Kevin doesn't take this very well. Apparently they've been castrated. Now, to be fair, we didn't actually see anybody get castrated, thankfully. And Lucia confirms later on the episode that they didn't actually get castrated. So, I mean, are people going to take that as good news? Maybe, potentially. But regardless if they got castrated or not, they got killed. But Jerome's right. He told Kevin not to deal in that territory, and they did. And the guy absolutely blunt. I mean, the guy got shot in the shoulder and didn't care. But we'll find out more about that later. Speaking of Jerome, his wife, I believe they're married, Franklin's auntie Louie, she's still sleeping with the club owner, but Jerome knows all about this. This is just weird. I don't know. I mean, are they trying for a weird way of getting that club? It looks like it's that. Looks like that's the way it's going down. We'll have to wait and see how this plays out, but I just don't really care for this, being brutally honest about it. But one thing I do care for is Teddy and his brother flying down the Columbia. Young heart, read tonight, down, down. Great wee montage. Throwback to GTA San Andreas. I love this. These two arrive down in Colombia. They meet with a bunch of Colombians led by none other than Angel frickin' Reyes. Enter Angel Reyes. Now, the guys they were supposed to meet were the guys that Teddy confronted in the hotel a couple of episodes ago. But essentially what happens here is Angel bitch slaps Teddy with his gun. They're about to kill Teddy's brother, but then that's when the Colombians rock up. Teddy's like refusing to give in. He's like, I just want the coke and I just want to get out of here, and you guys aren't providing that. I give you hospitality in the States. But then they're like, right, we'll agree to your wee deal if, and I mean if, you give us visas. We want to go to Vegas. We want to go to New York. We want to do all that. Teddy refuses, but his brother then agrees to it. To which, when they return to the States, Teddy's pissed at his brother, but his brother's like, well, hold on here. Would you rather give them visas, or would you rather a bullet to the head? And then he's on about, well, you know what? We don't even need to give them. We don't even need to give them visas. You know what I mean? They're dodgy Colombians. You're a drug dealer, Teddy. Nothing more, nothing less. Teddy's weird. I feel like by the end of this show, Teddy is going to go completely and utterly off the fucking rails. But at this point, yeah, visas secured. Will he get them? Who knows? Pedro and El Oso are out collecting money. He goes into this room where there's this fat woman who just decks him. Like, it was kind of funny, but Pedro, who cares about Pedro, man? Pedro's a fucking jobber, in my opinion. Anyway, Leon and Kevin, these two want revenge. Jerome freaks out. I mean, this was almost inaudible English here. It was just incoherent screaming left, right, and centre. They grab the guns. They're then they're staked outside where the Mexican guy, killed their two friends. And then Franklin rocks up with Louis, and Franklin's like, "Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!" And he essentially talks him out of it. And it's like, right, we're going to get a meeting here. But I don't like the way Franklin speaks to Jerome. I mean, Jerome's this guy's uncle. Franklin at this stage must be what? Is Franklin still in his teens? He must be. Jerome is clearly a guy that's in his 30s, right? Probably approaching 40. And he's letting his fucking nephew treat him like a bitch. Don't understand it. Do not understand it, man. I think Franklin's rise to the top in this show feels incredibly forced. And it just doesn't feel that authentic. You know? Nah, it doesn't feel that authentic to me. But, yep. You can leave your thoughts down below in that regard. But they want revenge. He manages to get Luciana on the phone. They then meet with Luciana. I believe this is the same location where Jax Teller met with Attorney Patterson in season 6 of Sons of Anarchy. And considering both shows are set in California, it wouldn't fucking surprise me if that was true. But she tells him the guy that killed her friends, he's in fact protected, and that there's nothing you can do, Franklin. So I'm liking this. You know, there's a bit of aminosity in the air between these two groups, and this guy who killed them. We don't know an awful lot about him, but he appears to be feared. So I'm all for that. Kevin ain't happy. He pulls a gun on Franklin. Leon then steps in the middle, and then Kevin storms off. Kevin is probably going to die soon. Well, I say soon. I know he's in Raising Kanan, which started in 2021, which tells me he'll probably die like season 3, season 4 in this show. But here, I've no idea. It could literally play out any way. Franklin then returns home after this meeting. Officer Ray raps at the door while he was in the middle of sleeping with Officer Ray's sister. No, daughter, sorry. He's like, "Oh, Mr. Ray," and he's like, "Don't you call me that, boy. Call me Officer Ray." And he's like, "Some guy called Biscuit's car's parked down the road. He's missing. He's MIA. No one knows where he is. Do you know why his car's parked down there?" He's like, "I don't know, maybe his friend picked him up. Maybe he caught a bus." And Officer Ray's like, "Well, I hope you're as smart as you think you are, son. But you stay away from me and mine." And all that good stuff. And then the door gets closed, and it's like, right, what the fuck is happening here? We then see Franklin discuss this with Jerome, the guy that guards the door, Leon. He's like, "Well, I did feel keys in his pockets," but he's like, "I wasn't just going to steal his car." I mean, when you kill 2 guys inside your house and you clean it up, and you discover keys in his pockets to lead to a car down the street, you would probably think about moving it. But they didn't. Idiotic. And then the episode ends with, I believe, Franklin's dad getting hit by a bunch of riot police, and there was like a water cannon here soaking all the homeless people. I'm not really too sure what this was in there to achieve, but yeah, that was pretty much the episode. Is Franklin's dad going to die at the hands of some police in LA? Don't really care for his dad. But either or, sorry, I'll give this episode a 7. I thought it was pretty good, and we tend to be heading in the right direction, so I'm going to get fired into episode 4, and that'll be uploaded tomorrow, 12, Thursday. Oh, aye.